Morgan, half a day, and techie in. I figure I leave this warning up. I might have to move my camera, but figure leave the warning up for us streamers. Mute the music channel under settings if you're creating content for YouTube. We are, so that's what we're gonna do first. But the most important thing is, this game contains scenes of horror, suicidal ideation, black comedy, bright lights, flickering lights, motion that may induce vertigo, sudden movements, and questionable love interests. So, no real Villainess or romance novels were harmed in making this game, but I figure we all observe the warning, so in case you're not in the mood for that, you're aware. Let's get started on this game. Hello. Oh. Mind you, this is just a demo. And they have a Kickstarter. Oh! It's an axolotl! What did he winked at us? This song might be totally copyrighted. We'll find out in a second.
Stumble through the forest, unseen hands push from all around. Are you trying to show me a place I've already been? But these hands have wrapped around me and direct me where to go. They keep circling and circling from my head. Fly, butterfly, from my grasp. You escape me, sing me your lies, tempt me with your enchanting dance. Back and forth we rock the pendulum swinging. Behind my eyes it must be the pain still lingering. Do I trust you or myself? Is no one left to help? And yet back and forth we swing to rhythms we can't perceive.
Oh? Oh?
Fly, butterfly, in the dark you found light. Show me the ways you escaped my embrace. Fly, butterfly, from my grasp you escape me. Sing me your lies, tempt me with your enchanting dance. Back and forth we rock the pendulum swinging. On and on we walk, but I keep on singing for a new
Twins or same person?
where my voice can be heard. And yet back and forth we swing.
Oh, hello. Sorry, the regal axolotl. Oh my god, I hope that song is not copyrighted, but great. Amazing. So freaking excited. Alright, first things first. Now settings. Oh, nice. We'll look at that in a moment. Settings. Yes, story mode. Where do I go for? They said it's in settings. I have a little bit of text speed. Auto forward time? Yeah, I don't think it'll take us 15 seconds. Music volume, sound volume. Let's bump that up for you guys. So I'm not, like, super loud.
Oh boy, they said it was in settings.
Right, because extras is credits. What? Mouse? Oh! Like the mouse, the device, not the creature. Sorry, that's good. Love?
Yeah, tell me about it.
You seek me as your tutor? I don't even know who you are. Your trust in strangers and talking objects is noted. I've created a gallery that will provide what you seek. You'll be able to judge affection through writing, portraits, moods, and numbers. After all, you love to see success in every form. Do you consider success to be bringing happiness or misery? Your pleasure is your choice. What story will you tell? Or what story will be told of you? This exhibit is yet to be uncovered. Perfectly neutral. Wait, is there like neutral? I dislike you and I like you? You are not happy with the state of this gallery? You wish for more options? Perhaps you need some further explanation. Oh, hello, sir. God, your design looks great. This is Duke Ezel Kuzi. I'm saying that right? Never mind. Why bother showing the entire man when the only part you care about is the face? I know what you value, and here is where you can discover the effects of your choices. In this very special gallery, those who are capable of receiving love will show you how they feel about the actions of your villainess. For instance, how do you think Duke Gazelle feels right now about the villainess's actions? Of course the villainess has not taken any actions yet. That is why this answer should be easy. Neutral. Duke Gazelle feels neutral about the villainess's non-existent actions towards him. Fine. Why do we not see what happens if your villainess performs an action that makes Duke Gazelle feel happier? You just smile a little bit. Is that not an incredible difference? Can you not see the joy beaming from his face? Perhaps Duke Gazelle's expressions are not as informative as we could hope. In which case, I have helpful numbers and instructions to share with those less perceptive than myself. Like all good galleries, we have a helpful explanation of the portrait to help those with less understanding of art. As you can see, it currently says that Duke Gazelle feels perfectly neutral. Should an action be performed that makes him happy, the writing will show the change in his mood, adding or subtracting the amount he is happy. He is one part happy. There will also be signs shown at the time a choice is made, depending on whether or not you wish to watch the story play out or be a true detective. You are still complaining about your lack of options, are you not? Very well. I live to serve. I love this. While this exhibition is not yet uncovered, you will find a portrait for it soon enough. However, these portraits will not last forever. The choices made will determine who is capable of being loved and who will have a curtain drawn over their future. Choose wisely, remember. Save the villainess. Low-key, I thought it was gonna be like, just remember to save your game. Alright, looking out for the villainess. Right? Is there like a next page? Nope. Text, auto, music, story mode, unseen text.
Well, if we get copyrighted, apologize.
All right, let's start. It apparently is fully voice acted lines. We'll see. You know me, I go in blind. We might have to stay in this corner, we might have to move to that corner, we'll find out. See the texture split. Yeah, you can see how this side's darker than that side. sound effects. Good. Do I click? I'm gonna click. Click again. Shall we begin? What is your season of birth? Fall? Fall gal? A fall birth. What lovely scents, soil, leaves, and decaying flesh. Regardless of your unfortunate birth, we must move onwards. What is that? Do you feel that something is lacking? You would like some way to make this more about you? Very well, your tastes are the highest priority. What is your food of choice? No capital or spaces allowed. Goldfish? Goldfish? Look at the fancy writing. Ah, you have exquisite taste. In your mouth, anyway. Were you expecting more questions? More focus on your desires? That time has passed, after all. Yours is not the only story. Not the only story. The only story. Your story. Chapter 1. Wheel of Fortune. The purpose of existence is that one should become conscious. Damn. Some wisdom. God, they have such nice outfits. Oh, hey, Sparkle Eyes. Oh, Emperor. What would you wish the world to be shaped by? Collaboration, justice? Ooh, collaboration. So you wish to work by consensus. Yeah, I'm out of the way of stuff. Okay, I should be good here. Take care which voices you value and which you ignore. What? Ah, my teacup! Okay. What do you do when faced with a challenging problem? Hermit. Follow the rules, create your own path. Challenging problem? Bam. There are more ways to solve a problem if you have no restrictions. If you do not mind what other problems are created along the way. Why are we zooming in for them to disappear? Interesting, okay. Magician, which is more important to you? Define love through forgiveness to love yourself and your own strength. Ooh. Ooh. Loving and respecting yourself can help you overcome many trials. Are you willing to extend that love and respect to others as well? Yes. Right? Because I'm like, how can you love another person if you don't love yourself? My teacup. So, I think they're trying to kill me. But romance. We'll find out. I'm sorry, what happened to me? Oh my god. Where am I? Okay, so if I hit auto. Who am I? Why am I in a strangely moving carriage? Strangely moving carriage with comfortable seat cushions? Very comfortable seat cushions. Hold on. Isn't there supposed to be... Maybe because it's a demo. Because at least on the Steam store page, they're like, it's fully voice acted. And I was like, oh, sweet. I don't have to chitty chat. I have to chitty chat. Elephants atop an even bigger tortoise as it slowly swims through space. Wait, what? What? No, I will not be distracted. Did someone try to stab us? Why do I not remember anything? Trauma. After all, I know that I sleep soundly. This entire situation is very strange. Hold on, I do remember something. I know that I sleep soundly. Fortunately, that is not exactly the most useful knowledge to remember. Perhaps I can recall something else if I think deeply. Your nice dress got ruined. What else do I remember? I don't know. I know that I can catch feet fish with my amazing dancing skills, but this fact is not going to be useful to me right now. Sorry. Catch feet fish? Okay. I have more immediately important things I need to remember. For one, what kind of person was I? I'm hoping kind, but based off the title, who knows? Why am I traveling somewhere in a slow-moving carriage on lush, comfortable, yet oddly ominous cushions? Why is my neck so sore? Yeah, you're bleeding. I reach up to touch it. Blood! Yeah. Well, now I have another question. Why is my hand covered in blood when I touch my neck? Because you're bleeding. Is someone trying to kill me right now? Are these incredibly large cushions murder weapons? Yeah, they could be. If you're not careful enough. Why do I know how to murder someone with a cushion? You know, that is a good question. I have to calm down. If I'm going to survive and determine what is happening, I have to be serene. Which is hard to do when my neck is covered in blood. She's doing great. Serene. Think serene thoughts. At least my head is still attached to my strangely sore neck. I hear my cat meowing in the distance. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Did I come from a guillotine? Because apparently I know what it'd be like to have my head not attached to my neck. Mortal, what's happening here? This is not helping my serenity. Serene. Happy thoughts. I am serene. I have a head. I have a neck. They are delightfully connected. I have to keep my head. Hello, Russell. Yes, Russell man. He kept it meow. Lose my head would be fatal, figuratively and literally. I am vulnerable, injured, and cannot remember anything remotely useful. I need to find some information that can help me. Even if this carriage is moving very strangely, something has to be making it move. Horses? Giant goose? Geese? I can hear the horses pulling it, and if horses are pulling it, someone must be guiding them. Sitting? I think we're sitting. So if I yell out the window, hey buddy! That is odd. The window does not appear to open. Open the little carriage door, maybe? Perhaps if I yell loudly, the driver will hear me? Hello, Mr. Carriage Driver. Could you please tell me where we are going? He is not answering me. Well, if the driver's not doing his job properly, I suppose he would choose not to answer me. So I've realized with my extensive memory of about 10 minutes. If you want to get something done, do it yourself. So what should I investigate first? Ooh. Oh, you again. Hi! So you need a little additional assistance. One might even say help. As always, I live to serve. For certain definitions of serve and live. Capturing hearts, a guide. No. The Villainess Survival Guide and Instruction Manual. That's better. Ooh. Behind it. This guide doesn't look very helpful at the moment. Oh, here we go. Here's the book. Alright, congratulations, you have found yourself in possession of one villainess. In order to help your villainess succeed, you will need to know the following information. Ooh, we also have damage on our ankles. Okay. Table of contents, night, day, strange time, love, raise or lower love, deduction, correct or failed choice, tips and tricks. Alright, let's see what we got. Symbols to guide your choices. The moon represents nighttime. It is harder to see in the nighttime. Also, people are more likely to try to murder you. On the positive side, at least your terrifying nightmares and heartfelt conversations with potential murderers might be useful. What? The sun represents daytime. Many clues are easier to find if there is light and people are awake to speak with you. Not all clues are helpful. Not all people tell the truth. The narrator will not be responsible for any injury, irritation, emotional complications, or prolonged rushes that result from gathering clues. The combination of the sun and moon represents an unusual time. Sometimes one's villainess might encounter a time that is neither night nor day. Strange things might happen when time is no longer in effect. Stranger than taking advice from a talking book? You be the judge. Alright, symbols. The heart represents a love choice. One cannot buy love, but one can decide whether they wish to gain love or to lose it. Do you want romance for your villainess? Do you want something else? Should you care more about impending murder than manipulating emotions? The red hearts represent an affection-raising choice. Is your dream to find love? Well, when a love choice is made and you see red hearts rise into the air, love is being increased. Truly, love is all you need, so long as you do not care about pesky details like staying alive. Black heart represents an affection-lowering choice. Ooh, that's not good. Do you hate romance? When a love choice is made and you see a black heart break and fall, love is being decreased. There are few things more satisfying than reveling in others' misery. Let them eat little cakes. Magnify represents a deductive choice. Do you like solving mysteries? Whether you do or not, you must to survive. If you make incorrect deductive choices, your villainess will face a terrifying ending. But perhaps there are things you can only learn when all hope is lost. Ooh, do I like come back from the dead and be like, oh man, don't do that. Purple butterfly represents a correct deduction choice. Do you like being right? Well, when a deduction choice is made and you see a purple butterfly fly upwards, you made a correct deduction. You can then bask in smug satisfaction until the next murder attempt. Next! The red butterfly represents a failed deduction choice. Do you enjoy failure? Well, when a deduction choice is made and you see a red butterfly fly downwards, you made a deduction that will lead to failure. However, some failed deductions will have unusual consequences, if you do not mind the risk of death. Further tips and tricks. Should you wish to receive fewer direct clues from me and no longer see hearts or butterflies after your choices, you can choose to act as a detective, rather than view this as a story. You can make this transformation within settings. If you have previously visited, you also have the control to skip through this tale. I hope my service is as subtle as you are. There may be other hints and tricks for you to discover, but only if you find a way to save the villainess. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, thank you. Should you wish to revisit my assistance or read further notes of use, you may seek me at any time at the sign of the butterfly. Solve the mystery. Write the story. Save the villainess. I'll try. I will try. You should know that this demo features 2 to 3 hours of gameplay over the first half of the common route. Got our animated characters, our cutscenes, clues. There's one investigative puzzle, 1 piece of furniture to fight. I'm sorry, what? And 1 bad ending to enjoy. Who am I fighting? And of course, difficulties. We've got 5 suspects, potential love interests, 3 men, 1 non-binary, and 1 hidden woman. Wait, do you believe you already know it all? Yes. No. No. Is he gonna put me back in the butterfly? Okay. Wait, I don't know everything. So what should I investigate first? Look at him go. Hello? Mouse? Okay. Interesting. So what should I investigate first? As you have wisely chosen, we will not proceed quite yet. Sometimes what seems familiar might not be as it appears. Your caution will serve you well. After all, I know that you do not yet understand one of your most important commands and duties. No, it's not the back command that I plan to provide instruction on. Stop highlighting it. Why do you want to learn more about the back command? All the back command gives you is the power to over time. Is the power over time and space to go backwards and see what you have already done or erase your current choices and redo them. You can also go back by reading a page up in the story or by rolling your mouse.
Now you will be with us forever.
Oh, hello. You scared me.
Offer a date on your best laid plans and hecky in.
Aye. We're just playing a demo of this. But why you have a mouse on a wheel, but why would you use this power? That command gives you is and of course we reread it. Oh, ha, very funny. I will warn you that you will not always be able to return to the past. Some choices are unchangeable, so think carefully before you act. Do you know what will always allow you to return to the past, protect you against the consequences of your own actions? A save. It is not only the villainess you need to save. It's your game. Boop. Welcome to the Gallery of Memories. There are many exhibitions you can use to create the memories you wish to save. Of course, you have no idea how art works. Allow me to simplify things. These are empty pictures. What do you do with empty pictures? Perhaps that is too many pictures for you. Let us take a look at one empty picture. When you move over an empty picture, you will be able to fill it with a picture of your memories to save and return to in the future. No, you cannot practice painting now. You can save yourself on your own time. Hopefully, I've painted enough of a picture for someone like you. I love my narrator. He's great. So, what should I investigate first? Maybe looking outside would be helpful? Are my body parts still attached? These cushions must hide secrets. I love that. They give me sparkles. Have I really looked at my hands? Let's make sure we're good first. I know I was injured earlier and had blood on both my right hand and my neck. Perhaps I can learn more by looking closely at my hands. My head also feels like it was split in two, and I want to know why. A good place to start be for me to find the source of the blood that was on my hands when I touched my head and neck. So let me see if my right hand has any clues for me. Oh, right. This does not make any sense. There was blood on my hand. I know there was. Am I imagining it? I just need to touch my neck again. Whoppa! What sorcery is this? This is bizarre. Not only is the blood without a source, there no longer seems to be any blood at all. I cannot feel any injuries. I cannot even detect any bandages or stitches to stop the bleeding I felt. Even the blood that was there earlier is gone now. My hand and neck are completely clean. Even if I could heal in minutes, the blood on top of the wound should still be there. I do not understand what is happening, but I do have another hand. Perhaps that hand will not betray me. Come on, old lefty. Don't let me down. So what does my left hand have to offer? Well, this hand has no blood on it, imaginary or otherwise. I have neither calluses nor scarring. I have also never dug dirt with these nails. These are not the hands of someone who spent a lot of time using them for anything other than gesturing. Oh, hello. Yes, good day. I feel as if whoever I am liked crooking fingers at people. Crooking? Like come hither or be gone. The finger crooking muscle is well developed. Why is there a faded circle around the bottom of my fourth finger? Marriage. Did my husband try to kill me? My wife? My partner? Hurt my hand at the scar. Yeah, I had recently removed a long-worn ring. Ah! Wait. No. Purple is correct. Red is wrong. I was like, why would I have a ring mark on the fourth finger of my left hand? Unless, was I engaged? Married? Unless this is the plot of a very naughty book, I am sure that a lover would not have me tossed half naked and injured into a carriage by myself. At the very least, one would think I would still have a ring or some sign of their support. I'm deeply afraid that my taste in lovers was very much like the state of my body right now. They both stink. Crimson, hello. Heckian, how are we doing today? This is interesting. It's a demo for a visual novel book. Well, I don't have to say visual novel book. You know what I mean. So what should I investigate? The cushions have me. Cushions cannot be this beautiful and this terrifying without having secrets hidden in them. Give me your cushions. Quentin. I hope work is treating you well. I'll find everything you are hiding from me, even if I have to rip you apart by hand. Am I... Is... It says ominous cushions. Do it. Fight him. Yeah. The cushions are unmoved. This is amazing. 10 out of 10. I'm... Hit him again! The cushions loom ominously. You ever just fight your cushions? Ooh, in the entire department, the cushions were just standing there, menacingly. Punch these cushions, yeah! Ooh. Have they surrendered? The cushions are too ominous! Defeated. I was defeated by the cushions. Fantastic. These cushions are both beautiful and made of material much stronger than me. That was great. I hope I get to fight more furniture. I've been defeated by cushions. Perhaps there is something I can learn from this experience. What? These cushions must be wildly expensive, like this carriage. Its ornaments contain enough gold to fund a small nation. Oh. Whoever I am, I know when something is expensive. Even though based on my condition, I am not an expensive person. Therefore, this is not my beautiful carriage. This is not my beautiful ride. Maybe these aren't my clothes either. Am I pretending to be a, person of standing? This carriage belongs to a wealthy owner, someone I do not remember taking me to a place I do not know. Yet why would this owner of this expensive carriage want to provide comfort to me? Cushions are a trap. I am being taken from where I was harmed. Bump. I was injured, ragged, and about one gust of wind from being blown away into the sky before getting on this carriage. I was not well enough to sneak onto this carriage, and I could not have gotten here by accident. Another reason that I could not have sneaked into this carriage is that even though the driver does not seem to care about me, he must know I am here. I even called out to him. That means that someone has deliberately placed me in this carriage and on these cushions. Cushions. That means that someone removed me from a place where I had been harmed and put me on these terrifyingly comfortable cushions, even though I look and feel as ragged as my dress. The person who brought me here, my patron, did not treat my injuries or provide me with new clothes or a bath. Perhaps they thought the cushions would cure me? Horrifying cushions. Would anyone notice if I took the cushions with me when I left? They are the only support I have right now. So what should I investigate? Look, my clothing might have pockets. Oh, I was hoping to save. Guess yeah, does my clothing have pockets? Just boom real quick. Just wanna get one in after our little cushion fight. I'm just gonna double check if maybe in here. Nope. Still display. Skip. Difficulty. Yep. Wonder where that setting is. Well, I will definitely not be able to find anything in my pockets. Yeah. You never know. Some dresses have pockets. Not all, but it doesn't hurt to check. Because I do not appear to have pockets. Unfortunately, this dress is even more mysterious than the lack of pockets. Why is someone riding in a beautiful carriage wearing something like this? Oh, great outfit, like it's got great detail. The biggest mystery is, how did I not become naked trying to walk in this outfit? Censorship. How are these rags staying on my body? By the power of magic. Or otome. Still, I need to solve my immediate problem. Why am I riding in this fancy carriage while wearing this dissolving outfit? One thing you can learn from that fight is cushions are confirmed super powerful, right? They are. They are ultimate. This dress looks like something that has survived numerous attempts to destroy it and then was used to birth several puppies. Hungry puppies. What a visual. My head also hurts. Was I in this dress while I was attacked by hungry puppies? Was that something from one of the books I used to read? So apparently I read. It's probably useful to know. In fact, this dress looks like something a beggar from a book would wear. Oh? Oh? When I look closer, this dress appears to have once been very beautiful. This was not cheaply made. Like the dark version of Cinderella? No, that's Ashputtel. This dress also appears to have been damaged not just by wear, but by force. The dress and I have also not been washed for weeks based on the overwhelming smell. Wait, Ashputtel? Ashputzel. I remember how to say Cinderella in German. If I'm in this fancy carriage, why could I not change out of this ragged dress? What happened to me? I could not change because I was a prisoner. I could not change because I was poor. I'm gonna go prisoner based off the wounds on the ankles. Let's freaking go. Yeah, buddy. Get back to work, silly. Based on the original quality of the dress, this was not made for someone who was poor. This was a dress made for a wealthy woman. Why is it in such terrible condition? Was I kept in a place where I could not clean myself or change into something else? A place like a prison? I certainly feel tired and hurt enough to have been imprisoned. Hopefully I'm not being moved from one prison to another. Even more importantly, I hope that wherever this carriage is going, they'll allow me to wash myself in my dress. Although I'm not sure either of us will survive water at this point. I'm melting. Ah, she's doing great. So what should I investigate? Well, we got the window and we have the rest of our body parts. Well, when I investigate my body, my feet hurt enough for me to wonder whether or not they're still attached. Good news is that my feet are still attached to the rest of my body. Bad news that there's definitely a reason for my feet to be hurting. Oh, it's gonna show it. Yeah. Well, we saw it from the little picture earlier. Hey, got boo-boos. I hate disrespecting the ominous cushions, but this is the only place with enough light to see my feet. Unfortunately, not only are my feet filthy, there is a strange and consistent bruising around my ankles. The bruises hurt and seem to be recent based on the colors. That's her getting up and down from the cushions. That's great. How did I get a ring of bruises around my ankles? Wizana? Never put your feet inside a bear trap. Something was attached to my feet. That's smart. Go back up here. Thank you, ominous cushions. No matter how hard I grip my ankles, I could not possibly create this kind of damage. This looks like something was attached to my ankles. Something that was heavy and hard enough to badly bruise them. Okay, yeah, so who saved us then? Was I shackled? What happened to me? More importantly, how did someone with heavy shackles on their ankles manage to get out of those shackles? So what would be the one job I could have that would allow me to be in and out of shackles regularly? If I'm a failed magician, I'm going to be very angry. Okay, remember, magicians are part of this world. That's something. That's sad. Hello. Surely I can learn something useful from where we are traveling, so let us see what the curtains are hiding. Beautiful. Opening the curtains and staring out the side window was not my most useful idea. There are many trees, but even with these strange flickering lights, it is too foggy and dark to see much of anything else. Oh, fireflies? Including the front of the carriage. Someone must be driving me, but there is something very strange about the way we are moving. The carriage is moving so slowly that I cannot feel the ground moving beneath us. It almost feels as if we're going back and forth in the same place. The driver also has never spoken to me, even when I yelled to get his attention. Should I be concerned? I would be. Let workers do their jobs with peace. I am concerned. Yeah, I would be concerned. As beautiful as this carriage is, it obviously belongs to someone with a lot of money. Do not seem like the kind of person who would own this carriage. The driver is not treating me as if I am paying his wages. Servants listen to the person who is paying them. The driver is not listening to me. And it's not me. I'm not paying him. Oh. He might not have my best interests in mind. So what should I investigate? I think everything. Nope. No more investigation. It's time to deduce. I have realized. Nope. No more choices for you. I have learned my lesson. Left to your own devices, you will choose to fight good. Yeah. I must find a way to convince you to make better choices. Do you understand what this is? No, not the concept of not knowing what you are doing. Do you understand what this is? This is a lock. L-O-C-K. What does a lock do? Yes, it locks. In this case, one of your options is locked. Because of your previous terrible choices, the path that would proceed to a better future is closed to you. Wait, because I fought the cushions? Should you make clever choices, or rather, if the villainess makes clever choices, a better path will be unlocked and available. Wait, do not be too eager to ignore the path that will end in failure. In a world of many possibilities, there are some things you can only learn when all hope is lost. Can you lock yourself to the story you most want to hear? Or can you open yourself to the truth? I have realized I am in serious danger. I was about to say, I was like, no! Well, I might not remember my name. I certainly remember power. Unfortunately, I also know that I currently have none. However, this is not how I always lived. I was obviously once wealthy. My clothes were only still attached to my body because they were made of fine, expensive material. How else could they survive both prison and hungry puppies? On the literal other hand, my poor fingers have obviously never faced a choice more serious than which servant to crook my pointed finger at before I wound up here. So how did I go from luxury to misery to this beautiful carriage? After using my investigative genius? losing my voice. I can safely say it is because I used to be someone with wealth and spectacular taste in lace. Yet I was somehow imprisoned by powerful enemies, possibly because they are offended by my sense of style. However, someone with even more power and a greater respect for lace work rescued me out of prison and placed me in their expensive carriage. This is information I could use to survive. Or at least I could use this information if I was not trapped on a carriage ride to nowhere with the driver who refuses to speak to me. I just need a moment to think. It's like, I hope you can hear me, carriage driver. Oh, the art changed. Hello? What is that, a tattoo? Might be a tattoo. I didn't see it earlier. You want a butterfly? Like the butterfly? No, he's doing his thing. Okay. Sparkle sparkles. I'm sorry, is the butterfly is healing us? Hello? Magic butterfly, okay. But why now? Why not while I was imprisoned? Well, I guess maybe if you're just continuously injured, the butterfly's like, I can't keep healing you, you keep getting injured. But I guess, like, now that we're away from it, he's like, pew, pew, pew. That's cool. This is probably gonna be very confusing then for the person who rescued me. He's like, wait a minute, I thought you were... I just rescued from prison. Where are all your boo-boos? Bro, this butterfly came out of nowhere. It's epic. Bye, magical butterfly. Alright, purple. The butterfly is our friend. Do I need to follow the butterfly? Is this I Am Legend, you know? Follow the butterfly. That could be an interesting run choice. Just strictly follow the butterfly. Like, if you see the motif somewhere, it's like you, following you. Oh, I don't think it is a tattoo. I think it's just the lace work. Okay, it looked like a tattoo. My bad. Could have sworn I saw a light in the window. Am I imagining things? For a moment, I felt more real and less like a creature lost in a strange dream. More importantly, was that light someone coming to meet the carriage? Gives me an idea. I know that the patron who pulled me out of prison and had the power to rescue me and put me in his gold-lined carriage. This means my patron must have both money and political power. Only I could borrow some of my patron's power. Power that people obviously respect. Is the carriage stopping? I have a bad feeling about what the driver is planning to do by stopping in the middle of nowhere with no destination in sight. I have no way to protect myself from my dissolving dress and unmovable yet ominous cushions, so I'll have to find some other kind of power. With apologies to the revolution, I'm going to have to use the most ancient path to power. Name-dropping the most powerful person I know. Thank goodness you are here, Mr. Driver. I'm glad you came to speak to me about speeding up the pace of our journey. After all, when I look out the window... Oh. What was that? I can see the light of my patron ahead. My patron is obviously impatient with how slowly we are traveling. At this rate, my patron will be here before you can even reach the front of the carriage again, and that would be unfortunate for you. After all, while I support the rights of workers to have needed rest, not all powerful people are so understanding. My patron is already coming out to meet us. They might be concerned at the delay. Still, no matter what consequences you face for your bravery, I will support you. I will still be there for the revolution, comrade. Power to the workers who make the country and this carriage run. Uh, did it work? I knew name-dropping the owner of the carriage was the way to survive. The rights of the working class are very important, but sometimes you need to have the power to purchase large carriages to make things happen. Finally, I'm getting somewhere. Perhaps this time I shall even remain conscious. Interesting. The purpose of existence is that one should become conscious. Yes. Thank you, Carl. Chapter 2. The Tower. I wonder how many chapters there are. It's probably a couple, right? There's no coming to consciousness without pain. Oh. No one said it had to be your own pain. Romance. Dun dun. Love. Dun dun dun. Betrayal. Happily ever after. I like the text. I like the font. Oh, it's all the same stuff. Villainess. Betrayal. Happily ever after. Romance. Love. Villainous. Villainry. Evil. There are so many stories that can take you on journeys to your dreams and nightmares. You imagined yourself the heroine in every one of them. Do you remember? Do you remember your sanctuary from a cruel and unforgiving world? Do you remember the hours spent reading until your eyes were so dry you could no longer weep? So many charming stories featuring swooning sweethearts who could overcome all obstacles to their love. We have spent countless hours with perfect princes, icy northern dukes, and charming childhood friends. Not for us, but for all. But it is easy enough to leave a story hanging. Can you do the same with your own life? Can you walk away when you are trapped in the story? You may not have realized, but you are trapped in a tale you once knew well. With the power to write your own story, what would you want for yourself? Power, love, or something else entirely? You are alone and do not know who or what you can trust. Do you seek to keep that isolation, or will you take the risk to reach out? No, the risk is dying. Above all else, a single wrong choice, a moment of inappropriate hesitation, and you will not live to lead this cursed story. Scythe. If you would protest that sweet stories should not have such danger, remember that not everyone in such tales can be loved by the creators. In the magic of storytelling, for the heroine to succeed, there must be something to succeed against. The magician! There is a heroine, there must also be a villain, or a villainess. However, the devil's in the details. All hope is not lost. Perhaps you can shine a light on what is wrong with this world. Okay, there's a lot of people to chat. I'm excited. What is the balance between your sins and your glory? Trust your judgment, or be weighed as undeserving? Objection! Shall we remember the tale you have forgotten? Shall it end as it began? The story awaits. Gonna meet all these people. Chit-chat them up. Once upon a time, there was a lovely heroine who wanted to be loved. Her golden locks and deep blue eyes showed that she was worthy of the kind of devotion that can only be found in dreams. Though she was but a commoner in a land of noble magicians, her power and beauty made her a flower rising out of filth of her birth. Ooh, it's gonna happen. All those who know this heroine told her how special she was, and that she was destined to find love with one as special as herself. Yet her beloved was engaged to a wicked noblewoman. Could the heroine capture her beloved's heart and win their happily ever after? First, the heroine had to overcome the most terrifying of opponents, her beloved's fiancé. I'm the fiancé, aren't I? The Villainess. Does it feel as if you are getting nowhere? There are many stories, many truths in this world. This is the one you need to know now. Lady Jane Neville. Who would have thought? She deserves it for harassing that poor commoner. How dare they? She deserves it for conspiring against the kingdom. Excuse you. She deserves it for pretending she was anything special. I was engaged to this person. I'm assuming we had a connection. Was he not her fiance, the one the commoner is involved with? Well, he made the obvious choice when you consider Lady Jane's deficiency. This is so exciting. Let us see Lady Jane pay. Alright. Order. I will have order in this court. I am presiding over this trial, and I will have order. Ooh, I love the makeup. Okay. Lady Jane Neville, you stand accused of harassing a promising and productive citizen of the great kingdom of Carcosa. Do you believe yourself to be above the law? I do if somebody is moving in on my man. No. Be like, honey, maybe in this kingdom you can have 2 wives. Do you understand the seriousness of your situation? You have no defenders, there are no supporters to speak for you, and your own fiancé has, if I might interrupt, not until the verdict is pronounced. This is an impartial court. Lady Jane must be sentenced to execute. I insist. As the fiancé of Lady Jane Neville, I invoke my legal right to speak to her fate. Okay. Proceed. Honey. The fudge. Does the court truly wish to make a quick decision on her fate? To truly reflect on and understand her actions, she must be removed from this situation. I call for exile. Thank you, that's better than dying. But still. Order, I will have order. By his right and the laws of Carcosa, the fiancé of Lady Jane Neville has determined her sentence. Lady Jane Neville is hereby condemned to exile. So all this time, you were the one who planned this. My fiancé. My beloved. My betrayer. Chanting exile. Exile for one without support is the same as execute. Nah, I think it's drastically different. Yeah, one is go live in a cute little cottage, maybe raise some sheep in the woods. The other is I cease to exist. How attached are you to your head, my lady? Quite. So is this my exile carriage then? No, I've been exiled. What in the name of ominous cushions was that? The ominous cushions, my new deity. I think I just barely survived a potential murder attempt from my silent carriage driver. Was that murder attempt connected to my dream? Wait, if I had answered incorrectly, would he have killed me? My dream that I become the villainess in a terrible romance novel that I do not remember reading? That would explain why I am a rag-covered amnesiac who has a strong understanding of guillotines. Obviously, a brilliant woman like me would normally play the role of the heroine, but someone must have decided that the villainess could use my investigative genius. This all means that I am currently trapped in the body of Lady Jane Neville, a woman whose name has evil written right into it. So if I want to survive, I must use my investigative genius to determine who wants to get rid of Lady Jane.
Is everybody an answer? However, if that dream is true, then Lady Jane was mostly loathed by the heroine and Lady Jane's fiancé for being in the way of their romance. I call for exile! Based on that dream, Lady Jane's fiancé obviously wanted her to die miserably in exile, only to have his plans foiled by a patron who broke Lady Jane out of prison. It does not take an investigative genius to see that Lady Jane's fiancé want her dead if she has somehow escaped exile. Who are these people? How could a high-ranking noblewoman like Lady Jane Neville be imprisoned for bullying in the first place? Who cares? The important thing is that I find a way to survive this bad romance, preferably by smothering all these people with cushions once I remember who they are. These cushions will prove useful now. Serene. I am serene. I am much smarter and better looking than any terrible writer of adulterous romances. I am now Lady Jane Neville, and I will stop any murderous fiancé with both subtlety and my knowledge of bad romance novels. Thanks. I just need to get out of this carriage first. Would he have killed me? That's crazy if he would have. I did not mean that I wanted to leave that quickly. Frankly, I'd be more eager to stop if I could actually tell where we are stopping. I assume this is not another workers' revolt? Surely the driver cannot have behaved that suspiciously a second time. Am I meant to leave here? I have so enjoyed our conversations, Mr. Driver. I will miss them wherever it is I am going. I cannot stay in the carriage forever. Let us hope the night holds something of use. Do, 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 do. It's foggy as hell. I should click or just wait. Oh, we're waiting. A bush. Somehow this view is even less appealing than it was when I saw it through the window. Wait, are you planning to leave me here? Wherever here is? What am I meant to do now? Hope for enlightenment? Fine then, let there be light. Oh. It's a nice house. Ominous bird. Good day, bird. What happens if I click? Okay. Well, that was not at all ominous. This place is not at all suspicious or murderous. What next? Will the dead now call for me? Return the plaque. Sorry. Come closer. Oh, hello. I like your outfit. You look very sharp. You got little butterflies. Oh. Ah, that is much better. I've been waiting for you, Lady Jane Neville. Why is this sparkling? Welcome to the house. So that confirms that the dream was real. I am trapped in the body of a villainess with amazing hair and poor taste in men. It is reassuring to know that someone in this story is both polite and willing to not instantly murder me. Yet, if I am currently the story's villainess, how much can I truly trust this person? I have 1,000 questions to go along with my new name, but I cannot afford to ask any questions unless I am very careful. I must be clever, calm, and in control. I must find the perfect way to respond to this servant's welcome. This is a lovely house. Do people often survive the night here? Oh my. Yes, for certain definitions of survive. It's very comforting. By comforting, I mean afraid this is yet another person out to murder me for Lady Jane's past villainy? Maybe I should see if I can subtly learn their identity. I assume we'll be spending some time together? What should I call you that will not make you want to murder me? I am they who serves. I assume you do not want me to call for they who serves when I am trying to survive the night here. If you're unable to translate serve into a name, servant will serve both of us. Maybe clever is an impossible goal for me right now. So instead I should say something that sounds like I am a perfectly normal non-villainess who knows how to not be suspicious. If this person is dressed as a servant and I am supposed to be a noble lady, I should say... Time is too important to waste. Am I allowed to rest? Am I allowed to rest? This has been a difficult night. May I have a bed, a hot meal, and an entirely new life? Not necessarily in that order. I'm currently unable to grant permission for soul transfers, but I am disappointed in your lack of ambition. You must plead for permission. Why not request a new world as well as a new life? Can I request a new world then? One without so much exile and adultery? You can request whatever you wish. So will I get a new world if I ask for it? No. Are you paid to be mysterious? Not at all. I freely provide that service. I'm unsure if you're just being mysterious or if you're trying to delay before we enter the manor. Time is a terrible thing to waste. Shall we proceed? Let us see this charming house. I hope that it and you will meet all my needs. There is both what you need and what you believe you need. The house and I will provide one of these things. Welcome, Lady Jane. May you find what you seek. After you. Okay, thank you. I'm in love. They're great. Oh, we're inside. It's so dark. What happened to all the lights that were turned on? Oh, here we go. Whoosh. I was like, didn't we just see all the windows get lit? Zep. You startled me. People come and go so quickly around here. You've been here for 5 minutes. How do you know they come and go quickly? People come and go as they must, whether it is fast or slow is a matter of perspective. Stop right there! Have you noticed yet that your perspective is not the same? Of course you have not. Let me try to simplify things. Oh! 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 This is Jane. If you move, Jane will move too. See Jane move. Yes. There will be moments where the perspective changes and you will be able to see things more clearly. Okay. Should you look around, you will be able to discover things that might have been hidden or not. If there are voices blocking what you can see, you can hide them from viewing while you explore. Pay attention, find what is hidden, but above all else, survive. Save the villainess! It sounds like a game show. I love it. People come and go as they must, whether it's fast or slow is a matter of perspective. All right, let's test it. And then H. This is as low as I can get. Yes, speed is obviously something that can only be measured by feelings. Much like this cool necklace. Obviously, I will not be speeding to my bedroom to rest if I cannot stop going around in circles, both literally and figuratively. So what can I say to move things forward? So this is the house? The house? As you can see, my lady, there are no other houses here. Therefore, this is the house. Certainly everything about the situation is perfectly logical, however. Oh. Can you tell me something useful? Why is the house alone? Can you tell me something useful? I am tired, dizzy, and scared that I will be strangled by pillows. I just want one helpful piece of information so I can sleep in peace. Like, all else, use is a matter of perspective. Those who are wise can find use in anything. Fools find use in nothing. I'm not sure, my lady, I have anything of use for you. I have no idea what I know or do not know at this point. I need to find some information that'll help me stay safe while living as Lady Jane Neville. I also need to find a way to earn this servant's trust so that they will support me against my murderous former fiancé. Maybe subtle flattery might help convince them to support me. This is a very lovely house that obviously does not always kill people under mysterious circumstances. Yes, I've said as much. I wish more people would appreciate the beauty of hardwood. Well, I appreciate hardwood. I can definitely look around and see how wonderful this house is. It's gorgeous. Wow. It's beautiful. It is a nice house. I'm not jealous. You're jealous. For instance, this is a perfectly normal ceiling. There is nothing strange about having wall paneling wainscoting on it. Oh. Is it normally not like this? Normal manors often have heavy wooden panels on their ceilings that might unexpectedly fall down at a moment's notice. That is correct, my lady, though I would suggest you be careful where you stand. Oh boy. Why? Is that the secret of the house? Does it destroy people by dropping unexpected wainscoting from the ceiling? It's mostly a matter of timing, and time is always relative. For all that servant speaks of time being relative, I feel that it is running out for me. So what can I do to extend the clock and learn what I need to in order to protect myself? Perhaps I'll learn more if I subtly show the servant I am trustworthy. We're gonna save real quick. Just in case. Turn, please. Speaking of timing, you can tell me anything at any time. I am very trustworthy. Ah, how wonderful that you are very trustworthy. In which case, the secret of the house, yes, is that we barely have the wainscoting under control. What? It is very difficult to tend to places beyond my reach. I am both ashamed and impressed that you noticed my inability to serve. This is beyond my ability to respond to. Wait, ignoring their obsession with wainscoting, servant said we. This is my chance to discover something useful. That is not the only thing I have noticed. By we, do you mean you and me? Oh no, wait, hold on, go back, sorry. By we, do you mean you and me? Sorry, I was seeing if I could click on this thing, but not yet. Are you flirting with me, servant? Does keeping the wainscoting under control mean what I think it means? Oh my god. Madam, I am insulted, my lady. I would not dream of being anything but straightforward. If I were flirting with you, I would tell you openly. I would say something obvious such as, in several hundred years, your bones will grow flowers as lovely as your long decayed flesh. I am apparently very lucky that you do not feel like flirting with me. I hope that my honesty does not confuse you. I am not sure I ever stopped being confused. However, I do appreciate you answering my questions. Fortunately, all of servants' answers raise even more questions. I've just realized that I had no memory of this person when I arrived at the house. I just knew that they were a servant and treated them accordingly. While they called me a lady, it felt natural to give them orders. Yet who was servant in the original novel? Was servant someone important to the tale or just one of the unnamed background characters? Surely if I was Lady Jane and could remember her past, Lady Jane could be forgiven for not remembering the name of a single servant, no matter how familiar they are with me. Unless they were her childhood nanny, her very young-looking childhood nanny. So on a completely unrelated note, how do you feel about babies? They eat almost as voraciously as rats at a corpse. I no longer want to know if servant was Lady Jane's childhood nanny. I appreciate your colorful descriptions. Do you know what else I would appreciate? The secret to controlling ominous cushions? No. Well, yes, actually, but I would like to first get some sleep. Surely there must be some place in this house that is not covered in wainscoting? Well, Surely there must be some place that has a bed tucked in between the wainscoting. In that case, there is a room that might be of use to you. At this point, if it's full of neither wainscoting nor ominous cushions, I want you to lead me to it. I live to serve. Shall we indulge your tastes now, my lady? Yes, please. And away we go. This seems important. It's like highlighted and everything. I'm definitely ready for something to taste. What? Ayo.
Oh. No. Oh. I was like, I saw it stutter and I was like, oh, don't crash. Hold on. Can I go back or is this the first thing?
Nearly there, my lady. For some definitions of nearly and there. Just not gonna touch anything. I'm just gonna let it do its little walkies. Did I accidentally hit back too many times? Just let it play its thing out. Not touching nothing. I think it's because I tried to click it while it was doing stuff. A beautiful hallway. Oh, there we go. Ooh, who's this a picture of? Nearly there, my lady. For some definitions of nearly and there. Feels as if there should be many more rooms on this side of the manor, yet there is only one door. This does not match the windows I saw from the outside. Even the lights I saw from the outside did not match the lights inside. Then once I came inside, the candles slowly lit up by themselves. However, at this point, I'll be grateful if there is not a giant pit I must cross to reach a bed. Is this the bedroom where I will be staying? Of course, unless you prefer the hallway. Oh. Oh. Interesting, interesting. Pardon me? Well, it is a beautiful hallway. You are welcome to stay in it as long as you like. So long as you do not mind what comes out of the wallpaper when you close your eyes. Serene. I am serene. Ah, serenity. I wonder what that feels like. Oh, me too. Now that we have something in common, I should ask Servant a question to better understand what is happening in this house. After all, I'm supposed to be trapped in a bad romance, not in a horror novel. Yet it is clear that there is something very odd about this manor, and perhaps about Servant. To help me become serene, I have something I need to know. Why is this house unusual? Do you usually think... Ooh, what's the name? 1000... Is that 1001 or 1991? Merlina? Oh, oh, oh. We did good, we did good. Why is this house so unusual? Perhaps it is the other houses that are unusual, and this house is as houses should be. No, I'm very sure this house is the problem. That is true. The house is both the problem and the solution. Perhaps more of a problem due to the lock situation. What lock situation? When there are locks, sometimes one can get locked out of rooms. If you get locked out of a room, are you not supposed to speak calmly? Since communication is key? You are as witty as you are lovely. I'm not sure whether or not I was just insulted. However, the only thing worse than being insulted is having to ask whether or not you were insulted, so... As I definitely understood your clever words, I am now ready to sleep and think about how clever you were. What a coincidence, I'm ready to stay awake and think about the same thing. Is that a little blush I see? Well, I'm ready to take my chances with whatever is beyond that door. Then, while the evening is spread out against the sky, let us go. Oh, wow. After you, my lady. Oh, well, I don't have high heels on, so just little foot sounds. Got a fireplace going. It's a nice bedroom. Ooh. A cozy bed. Perfect. So the bed is placed against the wainscoting. Were the builders unable to stop creating wainscoting long enough to make a space for somewhere to rest? Rest is temporary. Wainscoting is eternal. That seems like a design decision that will cause problems when wainscoting starts falling on people who are just trying to sleep. As I said, rest is temporary until it becomes eternal. Well, temporary or not, I need some rest, although I would like to bathe first. While my thick coat of dirt and bruises might match the decorating here, I do not want to sleep in this charming outfit. It appears I have another concern as well. Based on the noise of my stomach, I may need some way to fill my hunger. Bath has been prepared and food is available to consume while you wash. Still, while the bath is available, I will not be joining you. What? I cannot provide for all your appetites and needs. Excuse me? You are excused. Still, you will need to clean your body and thoughts on your own. Good evening, my lady. May you wake from your dreams. They're like, I'm not that kind of servant. I'm now afraid that if I blink, the room will disappear as servant did. I must find the bath before this happens. The room looks as if a depressed brothel mated with an army of wood paneling. Where could a bath possibly be hidden in this space? That makes both more and less serene than I expected. How do they even fit the bath in? You know what? Never mind. I'm just grateful to be able to clean myself. At least the water is pleasant and does not seem to be ominous. Even if I can no longer see the blood I'm sure was on my hand and neck, at least I'm able to become clean. If only I could do as well for my stomach. Where did that food come from, and why is it being held by a piece of wainscot? I am too hungry to care. I will be very upset if I am murdered by a frighteningly shiny apple and a wine glass full of apple juice. But at least my stomach will stop making terrifying noises. Honestly, food sounds good right about now. But at least that was food and not wainscoting in disguise. So what do I do now? Am I meant to wear these rags to bed? Am I meant to sleep undressed? That is definitely a nightgown. I'm going to assume it was hiding at the bottom of the wine glass. Although I'm tired enough to have imagined the wainscoting dropped it in front of me. I'm not too tired to realize this nightgown fits me perfectly. This is concerning. Why is there someone who knows so much about me when I know nothing about them? I still do not care. Those pillows look so comfortable that they can strangle me and I will die smiling. It's time to sleep. Hashoo. So like what? It just like the nightgown just like popped out of the wall? I hope my new dreams are kinder and less strange than the rest of my day. It's a nice nightgown. I like the design on the sleeves. Oh. Hello, darkness, my old friend. To meet with you again. Oh. Oh, it's a painting. Okay. Thanks, forest. All right, we got 3 spots. Where would you like to die? Option D, none of the above. Oh! I want to see if I was fast enough, if I can maybe click it or something. Okay. Alright, Sleepy Moon. now it's daytime. Wakey wakey, son. One. Oh. So I'm unable to escape from this horror even in my dreams? Is this meant as an attempt at intimidation? Well, I do not respond well to intimidation. Or do I? I know I was trapped in the story I read, but it is hard to remember who I was before this. Perhaps I was affected by whatever hurt Lady Jane. No, this is garbage. If I cannot remember my own past, must I be cursed with ominous warnings meant for someone else? Obviously my tormentors do not know me very well. After all, even if I do not know myself well, I know one thing. Whoever I am, even if I am trapped in the body of the villainess the story is determined to destroy, I'm a cool cucumber. You take away my arms, I will kick you. You take away my legs, I will bite you. You take away my teeth, my gums will make you bleed. I will not be defeated. I will find a way to escape this mad world. Good morning, world! Here I come! That's a door right there. That's... After I find some clothes that are not transparent in the light. Where should I go to find clothing? I suppose I could go back to look in the dresser. Or the wainscoting could just drop an outfit in front of me, along with the large apple. I'm a little concerned about how the house's obsession with providing me with apples. Is it saying I look like a roast pig? Regardless, I will save an apple for the future in case there is somewhere with no wainscoting to provide me with food, as impossible as that seems. At least I also now have a suspiciously well-fitting dress that would not suddenly tangle around my legs should I need to flee. The nightgown was beautifully made, but delicate things are not very useful when fleeing for your life. I'll be a champion fleer in this dress. Ooh, it is nice. So before I flee, I need to find more information about Lady Jane Neville and the people who want to kill her. There is no point in fleeing this suspicious house if I just walk instantly into the arms of Jane Neville's former fiance. Ooh, I like the waistcoat. Ooh, is that a bee? Who knows? It might not just be Jane's fiance who wants to murder her. At some point, I need to see if she has a murderable face. I should explore this house and see if I can find its mysterious other residents and suddenly learn what clues they can tell me. Then I will flee in my very fleeable dress. It is so comforting to have a plan. Comforting, not comfortable. Yeah, 10:01, Merlina. So where shall I go now? I was not at all unnerving. I assume the bedroom was glad to be rid of me. I can only hope that the rest of the house feels similarly. If not, I hope I can quickly find the other inhabitants and get the information I need. This is strange. I could have sworn this hallway had another entrance, yet I only see the door to the bedroom. Perhaps if I go back to the bedroom, I'll find another exit that I missed? Oh! This looks strange. What is going on here? It is a magic house. That's what's going on. It's a magician's manor. That is pretty cool and trippy. This is not the bedroom. Hello? Is anybody here? None of this seems right. You wanna go left or right? Alright. I look around, this seems like a manor long deserted, not a house that is being lived in by multiple people. What is going on here? The Crown Prince of Carcosa is behind that door. What will you do? What? Curtsy until you hit the floor! Who is this voice in my ear? Am I supposed to show respect? It seems wildly ridiculous to curtsy to a door. Perhaps the house is in the habit of naming its doors after royalty? I could probably afford a curtsy if it makes this situation stop. Serene. I must be serene. This is ridiculous. Obviously, I'm merely being blinded by wainscoting and need more rest. I move closer to the door. Your Majesty. I can see nothing unusual for this house at least. How could the Crown Prince of Carcosa possibly be on the other side of this door? Your Majesty! Low-key, I thought he was about to be... Love your shoes! Sorry. More up! More up! Ooh, I like the ring. I like the little accessories he's got. Not Prince Jane? Is that you? It is hard to see with all this light in my eyes. I recognize this man. This is Edmund Alpin. I hope you are... Prince? I hope you're doing well, Jane, despite the recent problems. The Crown Prince of Carcosa. It is feigned that I only remember the handsome prince from the terrible novel and not anything useful. Such as whether or not he plans to smother me with ominous cushions. He did not appear to be smuggling ominous cushions when I carefully looked over him for security reasons. Security reasons? Mm-hmm. I am not prepared for this. What do I do now? Run away as fast as you can. Oh? Hello, Your Highness. Goodbye, Your Highness. Jane? Oh. 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 Interesting. That's not what I picked, but sure, we'll do it. I could have sworn that there was not a giant hedge in front of the manor. It was very dark last night. More importantly, I am a simple woman. When an ominous voice whispers choices in my ear, I expect those terrible choices to be honored. Forcing my body to run when I have chosen otherwise violates the spirit of ominous voices. Should I not have been allowed to curtsy so low my knees escaped from this stupid story? Think of my escaping knees! It appears you doubt my guidance. Well, would you be pleased to listen to an ominous voice in your ear? Point taken. Also, your advice is terrible. A good ominous voice would at least let me say something impressive, such as, "From the depths of oblivion, I curse thee!" before I had to do something stupid. You made me say, "Hello, Your Highness, goodbye, Your Highness." How can I be a good villainess with such pathetic words? That is not even addressing my ridiculous run. So, you did not wish to run? I had no desire to run so far and hard with some other force controlling my body. Fine, the decisions are yours. You will realize the truth soon enough. And wish you had run even farther. Oh! Ha! You sound even more foolish now. Nobody could run away any farther in skirts than I did. What is he doing? So I am finally free of voices and in a scenic hedge. Also, I can stop worrying about the terrible romance novel fiancés until I catch my breath. Also, nice shoes. God, everyone's got just nice attire. Focus. Focus. No. No. Stop it. Stop it. Avert your gaze. Keep looking up. Butterfly. Good guy. Purple butterfly. Purple butterfly is good. It's our vibe. Like your ear cuff. So you did escape the hedge, Jane. Hedge man? Who is this man and why is he covered in leaves? Wait, I know him. This is Giselle Cusi, Duke of the North. Duke of the North? Romance novels are terrible at naming places. Also, apparently the only thing I remember from reading novels is the descriptions of attractive men. That seems fair. And that is why it's important to determine whether it is a good hedge or a bad hedge before moving. You have to be careful about hedges, Jane. I do not want you to be hurt by a bad hedge. Somehow I have missed everything Lord Isel said. I will need to suddenly change the topic to hide my inattention. You enjoy lurking in bushes, Lord Isel. Sometimes I have to do things I do not enjoy in order to do things that I do enjoy. Though I wish these leaves would stop following me. It's just like, God, they're everywhere. Duke Isel's presence forces me to realize that my situation's even more confusing than I imagined. I was so sure that Prince Edmund was the former fiance that I was escaping, especially since I was literally forced to escape from him. However, a Duke of North who sneaks around in bushes is both suspicious and a good candidate for being a bad romance novel's male lead. Which of them was the fiance who betrayed Jane and set her into exile? Unless, could one of these two men be the patron who helped Jane and me escape from prison to come here in the first place? Who is who? Is Prince Edmund a sparkly yet murderous fiance, or an equally sparkly yet helpful patron? Is Lord Dazelle a suspicious hedgeman? Well, yes, but is Lord Dazelle also a former fiance? Could he be my patron? How can I tell? Are you hurt, Jane? Did the bushes ambush you? That's great. Why am I surrounded by people who want my destruction? Probably because they are jealous of how hard you have been training. Pardon me? Jade, you've always been the hardest working person I know. Your enemies must have seen your efforts and grown jealous of you. They have? Then what should I do? Obviously, you must train hard to overcome all future trials. Luckily, I'm here to help you. By the time I'm done training you, no one will doubt your strength, brilliance, and cunning. You will overcome every last obstacle. Does this strange Duke of the North even know what genre he is in? We're supposed to be in a bad romance, not an action-adventure series. Perhaps I should have fought harder to stay with the prince dressed like a human chandelier. Yet that may be unfair. Duke Dazelle may not be quite as obsessed with training as he seems on first impression. Perhaps he has other sides to his personality. It is good to see you again, Jane. I've been waiting in these hedges for some time in the hopes of our next meeting. Why were you waiting? Well, at least he is not only interested in training and growing stronger, he is also obsessed with hedges. Having diverse interests is important. Yet this is still not helping me determine whether or not he is Lady Jane's fiancé and whether he is training her to survive, or whether he wishes her to die in some sort of training accident. Still, I do not remember any male leads in romance novels being so focused on hedges. Then again, I do not remember any romance novels at all. Perhaps romances are mostly centered around hedge care? Unfortunately, I do not think Ominous Voice is gonna help me run anymore, so I have no easy way of leaving this situation. So how should I answer this hedgeman, who could be either friend or foe? You wish to speak of a gallery of love? Yes, I need more love. Ah, we're back, we're here. This is gonna be the tutorial. This is the tutorial that we saw earlier. Like, we already saw this. Oh, I love the art style of this. Oh, also, hi, Nina, you wondrous beauty of wholesome kindness. Oh, Lewis, hello, Hekian. But just so you know, if you want, you can pop up, support the game on Kickstarter if you want, or pop up, play the demo yourself. We've already been through this, so we won't dilly-dally too long on this section. But how are you doing, Lewis? Hekian? Now, we've seen all this already. So how should I answer this hedgeman, who could be either friend or foe? How do you plan to train me? It's red. We're doing good. Jane, I'm glad you're ready for training again after all that has happened. We will work to show your speed, strength, and cunning to all around you. No one would dare doubt your abilities. Unfortunately, Duke Dazelle appears to be saying that I am surrounded by my enemies, and he is probably right. If that is the case, I really do need to train to get stronger. There are likely far too many people out to dismember me because of Lady Jane's villainous ways. I should thank Duke Dazelle for the excellent warning. Thank you, Duke Dazelle, for letting me know about this threat. I will try to become more difficult to dismember. Perhaps that will prevent future blades from reaching me. Oh, if you've already had some blades pierced through you, it is all the more important to practice dodging. Obviously, my problem is that I have not spent enough time dodging. Do you know where I could find a tutor? I am more than willing to help you practice your skills, Jane. After all, I'm very good at dodging and piercing. What are you? Freaking Edward Blackbeard from the hit TV show Our Flag Means Death? What? That is very good dodging. Whenever you're willing to see my piercing skills, I have my tool at the ready. You need to chill. But we should try it. Not yet talk about something. but we should not yet talk about sheathing hard weapons within you or anyone else, sir. Stop it. But I'm alright. We're doing our demo, and then after we do this demo, I'm off to the dentist to get a tooth pulled. But I got to see Deadpool and Wolverine last night, so that was fun. There are far more important tasks before we start training together. I have a list. Well, I had a list. Did you lose it among the bushes or when pricking soft women while training them? I do not prick women. I have never yet pricked a woman. After all, I am yet unmarried. And I've been very careful about doing my business in these bushes, so... Ah, I knew I had my list somewhere up my sleeves. Good job, buddy. Go to Jane's manor. Find Jane. Solve... So this is my house. Okay, interesting. It's a good list. Your dukiness, your dukehood, I don't know. As you can see, there's only one step left. Duke Gazelle, I am morbidly curious about the solve problems part of this list means. Are you here to help me? Am I the problem you solve? Am you here to help me? No! Are you here to help me? I assume people are interested in either helping or murdering me, so which of those two options does your plan include? My plan is very simple. I am here to follow the list. I do not see the word help on the list, so that means you are here for murder. I do not wish to doubt your reading skills, Jane, but I am clearly here to solve problems. Do those problems include murder or help, Duke Gazelle? Why would I help problems? I think I need a list of ways to treat a headache. Well, if you need help, I'm very good at making lists. I think it is important that my list be made accurate while you work on yours. Let us officially add you to the list. I love that. Solve problems. Jane. It still doesn't answer the question. Now all we need to do is follow my list and the troubles will be over very soon. Alright, see. Wait! What is this? What is this? Hello? Hello? The teeth? Sir. I think I am more confused than when I started, frankly. Obviously, what I need to do is find a subtle way to learn more about what he is intending. No, there he goes! We're just ignoring the fish? I'm impressed by plans. Okay, back on the right track. Since you make so many plans, you are very impressive. I do think I'm very good at plans. Thank you for noticing. He's not a himbo, is he? It's fine if he is. I just think it's adorable. As an investigative genius, I am able to deduce your interest in lists as well. I always enjoy discussing plans and lists. I have lists of all my plans and a list of lists of my plans. It does mean I have less space for clothing, but luckily my father's old clothes can fit well under the papers. Come to think of it, I probably need a list of what lists I put the clothing under. It's very hard to find socks now. Wait, what? Why do you need lists for? Well, otherwise the sofa keeps eating them. You have to have enough lists that if a sofa is attacking you, you can fight them off with a spare list so that they should not eat your finger instead. Make sure not to get the list and the finger confused. My uncle made that mistake. That is why they call him the three-toed bald Cusie. So, somehow when he put out his finger instead of a list, he lost both his toes and his hair? No, but he lost the plan for keeping people from noticing his hair loss. I'm so glad you understand how important it is to plan for luxurious hair. That is something important to remember. I am glad that you are smart enough to understand my plans, Jane. Look at my very complicated list and how much I have done. I went to your manor, I found you, now I solve problems. It is a little more challenging to have you on the list as well, but I'll find a way to make it work. Like that time we decided to learn how to do a sword dancing. Sword dancing? We trained in sword dancing? Do you not remember when we decided to learn sword dancing? Of course I do. How could I forget that unforgettable time we decided to learn sword dancing? Of course I do not. What kind of romance novel features a sword dancing? I'm going to accidentally murder myself if he hands me a sword. How can I possibly pretend to be Jane Neville, who frankly seems more amazing by the minute? All I need to do is be subtle and I should be able to avoid his suspicions. Yes, sword dancing, my absolute favorite hobby. It is unfortunate that we do not have any swords nearby to practice it again. Jane, shut your mouth. Sword dancing would have been a great part of our training regimen. However, I am sure we can cope with this disappointment bravely. Very bravely, extremely bravely, with the graceful bravery almost to the height of the house's wainscoting. You like sword dancing, Jane? But after we destroyed the gazebo, the hedge, and your father's beard, you told me that you never wanted to see me pricking anything ever again. Then you added, no swords either. But if you like swords... Sword dancing! Damn it. This will be very helpful for solving problems. I'm sure it will. Was the problem with that list truly the lack of sword dancing? I will obviously need to sharpen my investigative genius if I hope to survive in Jane Neville's body. Who knew romance novels involved so much sword dancing? I suppose that sword training makes sense given how many enemies a villainess must have. Let us hope that Azel's cunning plan is to not have me murder myself. I'm excited to see your sword handling skills again. In any case, moving away from my overwhelming passion for training with large, dangerous objects, would you like to go into the house, Duke Azel? It must have been a long ride here. Surely you need to rest and refresh yourself. I want to know what was up with the axolotl in the background. Then, while he is resting and refreshing, I can go to the stables, steal his horse, and ride away to safety. If I'm going to live up to Lady Jane's reputation as a villainess, that is the best way to do it. After all, I truly do not want to demonstrate my non-existent sword dancing skills. Even if Azel does plan to train me, it would be hard to continue training sword skills that do not exist. Oh? Oh, I understand. When I want something, I think everyone else wants the same thing too. If you are hungry, Jane, I will go make sure that food is prepared for you. We always work up quite an appetite together. I will brave the hedge for you, Jane. I'll make sure I can feed your appetite. Like, yeah? I do feel a little sorry for Duke Azel. No, Azel, since he keeps calling me Jane. He's a very earnest and obviously not as subtle as I am. I wonder if his angelic face and sweet words hide something more sinister. Perhaps it is time to think things over. So far, I've seen 2 men on this estate. Makes sense that one of them would be Jane's fiancé and the other her patron. So is the very relatable and very normal Azel Jane's helpful patron? Is he her cruel fiancé? How can I possibly tell, especially without letting these men know that I do not remember Lady Jane's past? How can I tell without letting them know I am not Lady Jane? What will these men do if they realize I am not Lady Jane? I think I need to find a horse to steal. To the stables! I just need to find the stables first. What's that in the distance? Were the stables always at the end of this pathway? Never mind. If life makes it easier to steal a horse, you do not ask too many questions. Steal ourselves a horse. Hopefully not get murdered. Magic wheel? Why are you moving? I got a bunch of saddles. Question, do you remember how to ride a horse? So that takes some skill. Dangerous in the front, dangerous in the back, unpredictable in the middle. Just muscles of death. If you're not careful. So where are the horses hiding? I don't know, but we should save just in case. Oh, bam. In the carriage that brought me here and however anyone else arrived, there must be at least one horse here. Beautiful! Your hair is so pretty, it looks so soft. Are you looking for me? I'm sorry, it's a top. No, I refuse to believe I read that kind of novel. Why would I read novels about enchanted animals that need a kiss to turn back into attractive men? This is obviously a mistake of some kind. I am obviously so grateful to see you that my desire to mount you is overwhelming my common sense. Well, Jane, I could certainly take you for a ride if that's what you want. Surely I do. I did not have such bad tastes in my past. I would know if I had such a strong desire for horse flesh. Who actually wishes to kiss a horse to get a worthy man? I'm not sure I qualify as a stallion, but I will take the compliment. Why on earth would I ride a stallion? I thought you were a gelding. Jane, maybe you should just look just slightly farther over. Oh, was I talking to the horse, but it was him? Quit! Stop it! Stop it! Focus, woman! Oh my god! Wow, this is a nice outfit. I like the little clips. I like your hair! I wonder if he's gonna be like, man, those rose petals are in here. I have missed you, Jane, not horse. Ben? Thank goodness, I was afraid you were gonna call me Lord Baron for the rest of my life. Up! It is good to hear you say my name again. Ben Buren, only son of Duke Buren, childhood friend and neighbor of Jane Neville. I am forced to realize that I truly do have an incredible memory for attractive men, and nothing else. Did Ben's exposed collarbone hypnotize me so much that I immediately blurted out a name that could only be used by someone very close to him? Ben is not upset, but I need to be less suspicious. Perhaps I can subtly change the subject. You look well and not like someone who is about to murder me. That is true, although I'm amazed that you can see through all these petals. Like, I love that the game calls itself out. They're like, man, where'd all these petals come from? Why are there petals floating in a stable anyway? I have no idea. Maybe someone was storing potpourri in the rafters and the packets fell over when you came here? Those scented flower packets stink. Does that mean I'm going to spend the rest of my life smelling like the inside of a drawer? Think of it this way, Ben. What other foul-smelling objects could be floating through the air in a stable? Right? Yeah. Point taken. I will complain about the petals no further, even if they continue raining down on me. Have you tried nicely asking the house to stop? For instance, you could say, please stop making me smell like the inside of my mother's linen closet. This game is wild. Okay, so he's not the stable hand or the stable boy, because I was like, this outfit's too nice to be working in the stables. That is much better. Though your flower fall was too cruel a punishment for so small a sin. It was not my fault you mistook me for a horse. Though I am impressed that you managed to control those petals. I do not know why Ben thinks I did something to make the petals stop. Has he not tried asking the house for what he wants? When I said I wanted things, the house has occasionally responded. I assume this is both because I asked for what I want and because it helps advance this terrible story's plot. Still, if Ben has not learned how to work with the house, I might have an advantage over him. If he tries to murder me, I can summon one of my endless apples and the loud crunchy noises will distract him long enough for me to flee. However, before I make plans to run, I need to make him think I am sweet and useless so he does not suspect me. It was cruel of you to pretend that animals can speak. To be fair, it was hard to reach you faster than Horse. He has always been bizarrely fond of you. Horse? Oh no, Jane, you do not get to pretend you did not name him. If I have had to explain that name for 14 years, you cannot forget that you forced me to choose it. Well, he seems to like the name. That is because Horse is, as I said, bizarrely fond of you. I assume it is because you have something special to attract him, and I have one guess. What do you use to wash your hair? Horse is always eager to sample it. So Horse does not want to murder me. This might help me eventually. Horse also has better taste in women than Jane's former fiancé, who I still do not remember. Of course, Ben's presence complicates the question of who Jane's fiancé is, but that is a thought for later. Right now, I need to decide just how friendly I want to be with this potpourri horseman, given who he might be in the story. Should I have not soaked my hair in oats? Did you train Horse to find fleeing women? Trying to woo. We're trying to woo people. Oats? Let's go, Oats! Should I have not soaked my hair in oats? Your commitment to beauty standards and animal care is what I most admire about you. Although I suspect that your hair could attract more than Horse. Oi! Truly attracting Horse was an accident. Really, I have been trying to lure squirrels to do my bidding. earth would I want to lure squirrels to do my bidding? Oh no. Oh no! Why on earth would you want to lure squirrels to do your bidding? Wait, Ben, it's a joke! Squirrels are nasty, terrifying creatures who will kill you with a blank look in their beady little eyes. Ben? I see. You plan to use bloodthirsty squirrels against your enemies. By the blood, the way your mind works makes me dizzy with amazement at my brilliance? Yes, amongst other things. Ignoring your brilliance, if you still are worried about attracting horse, you need not be concerned. Your hair is lovely, with or without an additional scent. Almost as lovely as it is to see you again. You are so... I am so... Have you lost your voice? Are the words you are thinking too disturbing to share? Of course not. It's just that horse missed you. Would Horace be flattered to know that I missed him too? I will have to thank him personally. Put on the woo. Put on the charm. Where is Horace? I could have sworn he was right beside me. Oh, he's very clever. Horse managed to find himself an open stall with food where he can still stare lovingly at you. Yeah, that horse is like, nice. I could have sworn that stall had bars in front of it. Surely a horse is not capable of removing bolted blanks with his teeth. Planks. I need to pay more attention to my surroundings. I'm imagining things, but I need to remember what I see. As it is, I need to be polite but distant with Ben until I remember more. It is important that I do not say anything that could be misinterpreted as cruel or cold. I hope your heavy weight did not inconvenience poor Horace since you rode him all the way here. Trust me, Jane, I did not inconvenience Horace in the least. Horace is very fond of my weight. Are you also fond of my inconvenient weight? Ben, what are you saying? Is this a threat? Is Ben threatening to squash me with his bulk or aim other parts of his body at me? Those collarbones qualify as dangerous weapons, and those bare forearms are also alarming. Look at how muscular and powerful they are. Oh my goodness. Surely there's some way to defeat Ben's cunning plan to overwhelm me with his body. You have no idea how much I missed you. Is a circus missing its clown? I don't know. No! I'm trying to woo. Trying to woo here. Damn it. Obviously, I'm not just saying this to hide my unhappiness at the situation. I truly missed you desperately. Have you hurt yourself somehow, Jane? Only that I've been blinded by your dazzling smile. I'm getting slightly afraid here, Jane. Well, I am the one who should be afraid that I'll miss a second of your luscious hair swaying in the breeze. Luscious hair swaying in the... Jane, did you recently dive deep neck into a pile of terrible romance novels? Ben, if I ever see a romance novel again, I will burn it to cinders and scatter its ashes in the wind. Now there's the Jane I know rather than the stranger complimenting me on my appearance. God damn it, he likes the mean girl. Have I somehow given myself away by speaking too honestly about Ben's gorgeous appearance? Curse his cunning plan to distract me with his dangerous body. After all, the last time you said that I looked well was when you landed on my head and thought I was that stage actor with the exceptionally large... ego? Amongst other things. Let us speak no more of it. We have both already forgotten that memory. What? Even if you are right that he and I shared some common proportions. Ayo. Did the actor also have a very large nose? Oh, Jane. Speaking of good proportions, I'm glad you found a slightly less used outfit to wear. Makes it much easier for us to frolic in this delightful estate that only appears to be partially on the verge of collapse. I'm impressed that you noticed my change in clothes. Does this mean Ben saw me in my previous outfit? This changes things, because there are only a few people who could have seen me in that ragged dress. Still, is he possibly referring to some other outfit? I need to pay attention to what he says. Now that I'm living in this manner as it beautifully falls apart around my ears, I need to dress appropriately. Does that mean your dress comes equipped with a shield for falling bricks? Bricks? It is the wainscoting you should fear. Sus. Ben, you need to breathe as well as laugh. I remember Ben. Something in me knows him. I know that Jane grew up with him and spent countless hours in his company. I remember nearly nothing about Jane, but I remember Ben. So why am I so afraid to trust him? I need to see if I can get an actual, non-joking answer from him. Ben, you are not here to judge my fashion choices, so why are you here? Jane, you wound me. I always have time for your fashion choices. If Duke Buren will let who will not let me wear a lace-covered gown, then who but you could model it for me? You want to wear a lace-covered gown? I could see why your father would object. If you continue to show as much skin as you do, the lace would have to be attached to your flesh. So you can understand why I urgently needed to see you. I actually do not. Why are you here, Ben? Where else would I be? I'll always race to be by your side whenever you need me. So you have decided that I needed you? I had hoped you needed me. Once I've settled horse, we need to speak seriously. I've never ridden as hard or as fast as I did today. Once horse is well, we need time to discuss all that has happened. Preferably over a cup of tea, assuming, of course, that the tea in the manor is not as decayed as literally everything else here. Well, I could eat the apples, so hopefully the tea will be fine. Maybe I can impress Ben with my courage or my knowledge of the house. No need for tea, I have apples. Wait, was it a happy heart or an unhappy heart? So you do not wish to drink tea with me? Wait, where are you getting apples from? Magic. It is always valuable to keep an apple on you. After all, an apple a day. That is a terrifying noise. Oh no, Jane, now you've done it. What do you mean? Here comes Horse. You better hand over that apple. The only thing that rivals Horse's love for you is his love for apples. Perhaps I need to reconsider my plans. I will need to settle Horse again before we can speak. Yes. After you care for Horse, come to the manor. We shall have tea together since we should avoid apples. It is obvious we have a lot to discuss. I think I will take Horse for a quick ride because he's too worked up to immediately put him in the stall. He's like, apples! You seem to understand him very well. Take him for a good ride. Just know that I will waste no time taking the best tea desserts for myself. I would expect no less from you. After all, time is a terrible thing to waste. The servant said that too. Time is a terrible thing to waste. Sus. Sus. Suspicious. I don't think I should trust Ben. Ben, are you here too? I don't think we should trust Ben. I don't think we should trust anybody. Oh no, oh no. I need to go wash my hair now. I told you that the scent is not... See you for tea! Like the wheel just went... Now I need to think. It's gone now. By the blood, what happened during those final moments with Ben? What's happening? We were having a perfectly pleasant horse spittle-soaked conversation when all of a sudden... Ooh. My head began to ache and I heard Ben's voice say time is a terrible thing to waste in an oddly distorted voice. Who the fudge is sneaking up on me? That was not even the worst of it. Immediately after Ben spoke, I heard my voice say, Ben, are you here too? Only that was not my voice, was it? It was the voice of the actual Jane Neville, the villainess who should be trying to survive this terrible story. Unfortunately, the villainess could not just tell me what Ben had planned. Lady Jane said, Ben, are you here too? But what was Ben here to do? Help me? Murder me? Serenade me with a song about horses' eating habits? Are you sure those are the only things Ben Bured might do? He has a sword and a mask. Oh, you again. Oh, save again. I might drop here. Okay, interesting. So the clicking is off. It's like, you know, I'm looking at the pointer of the mouse, but I have to go up. Well, it seemed as if you could use a sympathetic ear and perhaps some other assistance. I thought you had planned to leave me alone to make my own choices that I would regret forever. I am not sure that is exactly what I said, but I am not making your choices for you. I'm here to listen. Honestly, it is nice to talk to someone who cannot murder me. Even if the only reason you cannot murder me is because you do not appear to have a body and would have sworn to no longer control mine. If you could stop reminding me that literally everything and everyone else here can murder me, we could get along very well. I will avoid providing more warnings. For now, I am more interested in your thoughts. I have so many thoughts. For one, I thought I understood what was happening with Ben until I heard both his voice and my voice in my mind. Now I have to worry about Ben being the male lead. This is despite the fact that childhood friends are supposed to be loving, but ultimately disposable in terrible romance novels. Until I heard those voices, I was convinced that the childhood friend could never win over the heroine. Thus, Ben could never be the former fiancé who betrayed Lady Jane. Did you not see Lord Buren's collarbones? I admit that it was a terrible mistake not to take Ben's collarbones into account. However, I was too hypnotized by them myself to realize the danger. So you realize Ben Buren is a potential danger to you? Well, no, because the situation is even more confusing than it was before my vision. According to what I understand, there should be 2 men involved in this story. One of these men should be the fiancé who betrayed me, and the other should be the patron who saved me. As for who Ben is, Ben, you are here too, could be followed by help me or harm me, so he could fit either of those roles. So it'll be easy to determine which role Ben fits. That is the problem. Ben, the childhood friend, is not the only man in this manner. I also met Edmund, the crown prince, and Ezel, the Duke of the North. So now I must deal with 3 men and 2 roles. That seems like a very confusing math problem. Yes, especially since I have no idea why I have a 3rd wild card here. I do not even know which man is my patron and which is my fiancé, so what am I supposed to do with a 3rd? Make him my hedge trimmer? It seems as though you could use a guide who could help you. Are you volunteering for the role? I'm always willing to give you a nudge in the proper direction. Does this nudge involve taking control of my body as you did when you made me run from Prince Edmund? Would you not have run from him anyway? Perhaps I would have, perhaps I would not. Either way, the choice should have been mine. Why would it matter if the choice is yours or mine, if the choices are the same? The person making the choice matters most of all. If I must live through a wretched story that seems determined to torture me, I need to control my own destiny. Even if you mean well, even if you are truly trying to help me, even if you are right, I must be the person who controls my fate. I do not understand. When I made you run, you called it a terrible choice. Yet you believe it was a good choice when you ran on your own? Well, yes, I'm perfectly capable of making terrible choices of my own. I never denied that. Sometimes the choices I make will be terrible or will seem terrible to someone like you. But they are still my choices. This is my life I am risking. What happens to me must be my responsibility. Fair? Hello? So you would rather do something foolish on your own than something wise under my direction? I am afraid that I do not understand. Look, it seems as if you wish to help me. Goodness knows you might be the only one. However, you can help me by respecting that I would rather bet my life on my own investigative genius than be someone else's puppet. I will take responsibility for my own actions and for my fate. However, I will always be grateful for your wise suggestions and advice. Does that mean I can still send you ominous warnings once in a while? Only as long as they are the most ominous warnings. There's a man behind you with a sword. That seems fair. Beware of strangers burying bushes. Now that was a good warning. I am ready to proceed. Somewhere. Click. He's still there or did he disappear? So, should I just walk the hedge until I find somewhere else? Who's the mysterious person? That looks as good as a place as any. Hopefully I shall eventually find some food that is not apples on my journey. Interesting. Who is the bird? Oh, we ended up in front of the manor. How does that work? This house, magic house. I'm not gonna question the magic house. Seriously, I love her outfit. Oh my goodness. If I could wear that with no problems, I would. It looks cozy. Okay. Checking out the house. Bird came back again. What's up, Bird? How does the house manage to look ominous during the day? Surely there are no end of ominous objects here. If I remember the ominous voices warning, then I should also check one object in particular. The bush? Are you a naughty? I can't read that with a straight face. Are you a naughty bush? No, you do not seem to be being carried by a stranger. You seem to be an ordinary boxwood bush. Still, that does not mean you cannot be naughty. I'll keep my eye on you. I do not think I am very naughty. Nobody thinks they are naughty. Well, technically, I have heard small children say that they have been naughty before they start shrieking and spill strange liquids on me. I am very confused. Well, is that not how the bush got stumped? It could not get to the root of the problem? I was wondering how such an overgrown bush could be the lead of a romance, but you could charm anyone with your amazing sense of humor. I do not think I am that unshaven. Oh, it's the... God. Look up. Look up. We're sparkling. Look up, dang it. There he is. My goodness. Hi, Luna. Hi, Kian. We're doing a demo for this visual romance. It's got some innuendos. You are the shiniest bush I've ever seen. It is naughty to blind people with your light. Shiny. Do you mean that all the metal on me is shiny? I suppose even if you are a strange male lead, you still need to have some kind of fancy decoration somewhere. I do not know what else I would expect from a tale set in a manor like this. This is a gorgeous manor. Is the metal you just mentioned reflecting enough light to interfere with your vision? If it bothers you, I'll reduce the reflection. Thank you for the advice. It's not a bush, it's the Crown Prince. Everyone's just catching me talking to objects. Prince Edmund! I called the Crown Prince of Carcosa a naughty bush after previously running away from him. Are you a naughty bush? Even if he was not already planning to murder me, surely now he wants me dead. Please, Jane, could you please call me Edmund again? Are the men in this novel very cunning or just strangely unbothered by insults? All the better for me. I just need to handle the situation very subtly and there will not be any problems. Hello, Edmund. I will definitely not I was definitely not at all concerned that you were going to murder me on the spot. I'm happy to call you by the name. I definitely remember calling you Edmund. Hello, Jane. I too am behaving very normally. I am not at all nervous about seeing you again. I also definitely did not crouch down in a bush to be able to look you in the eye. It was perfectly normal for us to stare at one another through a bush for a long period of time. Bushes are very interesting. Absolutely, there is nothing like a lush bush to make someone want to stare and sink their face into, like we did. This is going very well. Still, I want to be careful because Edmund seems to be nearly as subtle as I am. Yeah, no, AO's right. So Edmund, we have somehow met yet again. Is there a reason you've come to see me? I have many reasons. Those eyes, I don't trust them. Look, they're very I'm gonna pierce into your soul. Too many reasons to speak of right now, Jane, at least not before we have some tea. Anyway, in happier news, you look very healthy, Jane, and not as though you plan to run from me. I definitely am not planning to run. I'm definitely planning to run. Just not in front of someone who could easily have me beheaded. I see the guillotine enough in my dreams. I do not need to see it in reality. After all, royalty can be very unstable. I'm not sure why I know that, but it feels true to me. I am glad. After all, I was able to find you because I knew you'd be running in circles since it is too hard to run in squares. You have such a great sense of humor. So do you. I'm so glad to laugh with you again. Perhaps this meeting can bring more pleasure than pain. Aha! A chance for me to be witty or to subtly express my concerns. Only if you keep your blade sheath, I try to bring more pleasure than pain. Oh my god!
Right, trying to woo. Trying to woo the prince. Woo! Son of a gun! He didn't like that. I only unsheathed my blade to polish it.
This is deeply concerning. If Edmund is frequently polishing his blade, that must mean he is frequently using his blade. How often do you polish your blade? Is polishing followed by repeatedly sheathing your blade in
Unsuspecting women.
repeatedly sheathing? Just polishing my blade takes all my energy. How could I? You are a swordsman, are you not? All crown princes are. How could you possibly be exhausted by polishing your sword? We were talking about swords? What else would we be discussing? We would discuss something that has a lot of hardwood. What? The manor! The manor has very interesting architect. I was able to get a much better look at how unusual the designs of the manor were when I was trapped in the entrance to this place. Trapped? What do you mean? I tried to follow after you when you left, but the door closed and then locked behind you. On the positive side, by the time I was able to exit, I had memorized the design of the wainscoting. It is an interesting pattern. Did you know that there's wainscoting on the ceiling? Unfortunately, yes. However, I want to know more about how you were trapped. It was very strange. The door refused to open when I tried it. Then, once I had focused my attention entirely on the most delightful molding, I turned around and the door was wide open. I went out and you were nowhere to be seen, but then there you were. Did you run because you were attacked by the cat molding? It did look very suspicious, even if it is beautiful. Edmund is obviously very clever to notice the danger and beauty of the wainscoting, but does that mean he's telling the truth about what happened to him? Did the house truly prevent him from coming after me when the choice to run was made for me? Does that mean the house will no longer help me if I will not accept the voice's help? I cannot go any longer without knowing this. I already used the apple I had saved in my dress, so... Apple! Where? Jane? I need an apple! I could see if there is some in the pantry in the manor. No need, the house still loves me! Oh god. I am very interested in hearing more about your thoughts on this house and how you managed to conceal an apple in that dress. My thoughts on the house? Yes, this manor does not seem to be using the design I had suggested, so I was wondering if you knew of any good areas to visit. I've always enjoyed our debates about architect. Well, that was because you enjoyed seeing me get so excited that I jumped higher than a house. Because a house cannot jump.
I'm going to enjoy spending time with you, Jane. I love that. Where it's like, how do I know if the house still loves me? Apple! Whoosh. I got an apple. The house still loves me. Because the house is able to, like, give us whatever we want. So, yay! The house still loves me. Edmund plans to spend time with me here. Why? I need to find more information. Are you here to stop my evil? Woo? Son of a... Are you here to stop my evil? Edmund may be here to stop me from doing villainous actions because he is the male lead of this novel. After all, if there is one type of man that a heroine loves, it is a man who can let her rule over others. There is no person who allows for more ruling than a crown prince. If so, Prince Edmund, my investigative genius, has revealed your wicked plans. Tell me, Prince Edmund, did you arrive at the house hoping to see me sneer at the fashion sense of the help, steal all the tea cakes, or eat a juicy steak in front of a hungry puppy without sharing? Hoping? Jane, what are you saying? Are you here because you hope to expose my villainous actions to the world, Prince Edmund? What? I knew it. I've caught you red-handed, you fiend. You're here to see that I pay for my past crimes with pain, no matter where I might flee. I would never do such a horrible thing. I believe in truth, justice, and the Carcassonne way. I believe in my royal family's ideals. Oh, so you do not believe I've done anything wrong in the past? That I've never been terrible enough to make you quake in fear? I admit that the time you threatened to give my cousin a rash if he did not stop breathing through his mouth was probably evil, but I swear I did not tell anyone. Is that the only heinous act I've ever committed in front of you? Be honest, Edmund. I am watching you closely. I admit that I was truly horrified by the time we took the last little cake on the tea tray after eating all the others. I nearly wrote a letter of protest over that one, actually. Enough. I do not need to hear anything else.
I do not think I can trust Edmund's sense of justice, but Jane Neville was a greater villainess than I could have ever imagined. I am in awe at her schemes. To take the last little cake on the tea tray. Others must have shaken in fear when she was near. I will not be defeated by Edmund's cunning. I have a history of villainy to live up to. Surely I can be subtle enough to get the information I need. Aside from potential murder, why are you here, Edmund? I'm here to make sure you get into no further trouble. The only way I will not get into further trouble is if I am dead. Does this mean he plans to kill me? Or at least that you only get into trouble with me. Trouble with you? Are you planning to cause my problems to mount? No, I intend to cause perfectly innocent trouble. Trouble that does not involve mounting in any way. My mind is always making perfectly innocent plans. What sort of plans are you speaking of? Our plans. After all, we always love discussing our plans for the country together. Did you know that the wainscoting in the parlor of our kingdom's palace was first designed in mounting AO? Edmund and I had plans for the country. What was our relationship to one another? The only people who plan together are people who are intimately involved. Was I his investigative genius? Did I serve as an aide to the crown? Was he my fiance? Jane, are you alright? You seem lost in thought. Pardon me? Forgive me, but have you forgotten our past plans? Did your time in prison harm your memory? Edmund knows that I was in prison. This is an alarming thought for later, but I have an even more alarming immediate concern. I cannot let anyone know I do not remember this terrible story, or even more importantly, that I am not actually Lady Jane Neville. Edmund must never realize that I am not the Lady Jane that he once knew. He and the other men might end up pricking me with their swords if they learn that I am not the woman they want me to be. How can I subtly distract Edmund from his suspicions? Our plans make me dizzy with joy. You are my best planet. Joy? Let's go! Our plans make me dizzy with joy. They do? I am lighthearted at the very thought of our many, no doubt, amazing plans that I will definitely remember and not fear at all. So you'll be happy to draft that 37-page report on the condition of linen in the poorest communities in Carcosa? Of course, I love reports and linen. I love neither reports nor linen. Jane Neville was brave beyond my understanding if she was willing to wear coarse linen and write about the experience. And then once we have crept out of the dark alley and avoided potential death, we can... What? Once the squirrels get involved, they will be unable to resist supporting our demands. Once we can no longer count on the... What? When you swing down into the royal audience chamber with the children singing behind you, I know you can avoid the Shadow Guard and their deadly poisons because we practice... What? Edmund. Yes? Edmund, I think it best that I keep track of which plans that we should be following. I am dizzy with delight at the thought of revising them. Will this make Edmund angry? Will he pull out his well-polished blade to prick me now? Oh my god, stop. Even if it angers Edmund, I cannot allow a plan that involves both singing children and squirrels. I'm so glad, Jane. I'm so glad and so grateful. I have missed. I will follow any plans you want, Jane. Any plans at all. Are you sure about that, Edmund? After all, if you do not understand one of my plans, we might not be able to use it. I might need to explain it. Explain it? Explain it. Plans or X-plans, I'm happy to follow your lead, Jane. As you should. Are you sure we cannot use the squirrel? No. This does not help my mind that has gone full gutter mode. I mean, there's been some things. Like, there was a hint of gutter because we mistook a horse for somebody else. I cannot tell if Edmund's insistence on rodents is because he has a cunning plan to test whether or not I am Jane Neville, or because he needs someone like me to make plans for him. Either way, I must come up with a way to stop Edmund from suspecting me. Unfortunately, he is the most subtle man I have met so far. While I enjoy speaking with you, I am exhausted from all that has happened to me. It has been so challenging to fight off both the wainscoting and my very real memories of being in prison, that I cannot think of anything but my pain. A terrible, terrible pain in my heart when I realize that I will never again be able to dance the beautiful sword dance of my heart without thinking of all that has passed. You can sword dance? You could sword dance well? Was it only Azel who was interested in sword dancing? Edmund actually has a blade he's constantly polishing, so I assumed that he would enjoy sword dancing as well. If I am wrong, I must stop Edmund's doubts immediately. Not anymore! Not after my deep, deep sorrow. You see, I feel the deepest sorrow at the thought of being pricked. No pricking. I would not even dream of pricking anything, let alone you, constantly. That is very good to hear. Still, Jane, you hate dancing, so why would you mention my pain?
It has become even deeper. Forgive me.
No, forgive me. I'm so sorry, Jane. I should have remembered all that you have suffered.
I do not blame you, Edmund. No one could possibly know all the terror I've experienced.
Mostly from the thought of ominous cushions or falling wainscoting. Oh, or all the pain I have suffered. Who would not have a sore neck after being trapped in a carriage going nowhere for a long period of time? Or the trials I have faced. Despite what the house seems to think, apples are not actually a full meal. That is not even considering the trial of being pulled into a terrible story that makes no sense. I should be weeping in rage. No, Jane, I truly regret all the pain you've experienced and all the cruelties you've endured. If there's anything I could do to help you, I am sure you would do whatever you could do to help me, Edmund. Though perhaps we can speak of something better than bitter memories? Especially since I do not remember these bitter memories? Of course, Jane. As always, I would gladly do anything you asked me to. In truth, yes, Edmund. I'm grateful that after all the time we've been through, we are reunited once again. However, I am most grateful that you are once again Jane in all ways. Jane in all ways? What does that even mean? I was so worried that... Yes, what were you worried about, Edmund? Edmund, are you well? Yes, I am. More importantly, I was worried. I just hope that neither of us need to experience what we went through again in the future. I hope not. With luck, I can avoid further difficulties in the future, no matter how many bad romance novels I was foolish enough to read. Bad romance novel? Never mind! Just remember that I am definitely the Jane you have always known. How could Edmund not be convinced by my incredible display of subtlety? Now is my chance to be even more subtle and to convince him to help me leave this house. If you like the Jane who you know I most definitely am, I have an even better suggestion. Once I'm away from this house, I can continue being a perfectly normal Jane each and every day. Yes, I too am the Edmund you have always known, unless you want me to be a different Edmund, in which case, wait. Away from this house? Jane, you know it'll be some time before. Before what, Edmund? Before tea? Before the wainscoting eats us? Or do you mean before I can leave here? Jane, you are free to do as you wish here. I know this place might not be as you're used to, but if there's anything I could do to comfort you... Comfort me? Edmund, you know that you are trying to help, but you know what would comfort me? Probably not me telling a joke about the difference between a hedgehog and a sheath sword. Oh, what is the ants? On a hedgehog, the pricks are on the outside. No, you cannot distract me with your comedic genius. Be honest, Edmund. Why can I not leave the house as I please? Jane, I have no more ways to persuade you. However, please remember that I promised you that you would not regret trusting me, even if your father... My father? Yes, your father and mother would both want. Why would I care what they want? After all, the beloved family of Jane Neville has already demonstrated how much they care for her. Yes, your family has definitely shown how much they care for you. By not helping me when I needed them the most, and now leaving me to stay in a strange house in the middle of nowhere with a man who speaks of nothing but pricking? Is that how you see the situation? Why does my head hurt? I think this is when we go against the novel. Why does my head hurt? Or why does my heart hurt? Oh, Edmund, why did the clock fail to become a chef? Because he ran out of time. I do not know how much time I have to prove myself to you, Jane, but I promise I'll do everything I can to be worthy of your trust. Trust? I trust that you can make me smile. I'll do everything I can to bring joy in all ways, my lady. I do not care what it costs me. What did I say? Why did I say that? Why did he say that? What is going on here? I need Edmund to leave so I can think. Shall we head back to the house? I am truly exhausted and want nothing more than a cup of tea. I'll be happy to arrange that. Surely there must be an unmolded tea bag somewhere in this place. Perhaps it is hiding in the baseboards. Or he could just ask the servant. However, if Edmund wishes to find the tea bag himself as part of a cunning plan to determine what I've been doing, that gives me more time to recover. And I shall wish you luck on your adventure, Edmund. Make sure to prepare a delicious tea for us. You can Bring a dozen little cakes as well. I may even forget what pain is. I will do my best. The manners wainscoting will hide nothing from me. Unfortunately, if Edmund looks there, all he shall find are apples. Still, so long as Edmund leaves, I can even sacrifice some delicious tea cakes. What is most important is getting him out of my way. Just a little more subtle flattery should do it. How very brave and princely of you to search through the house's wainscoting. You are a true knight in shining armor. All those lovable maidens must adore a prince who can fetch them some tea. I'm not so sure about that, Jane. I would not always served lovable maidens as well as I would have liked. Oh, I've not always served, okay. By served, does that mean for dinner? Did I read cannibal romances in my past life? No, I do not think there are cannibal romances. Romance readers would not want the male lead to devour the heroine. So Edmund saying that he has not always served lovable maidens, well, must refer to something else. Something that I must investigate later. Still, I will do as you ask me to, Jane. I wanted to make make yourself at home here, especially since, well, there has always been something haunting about you, Jane. And now that you're here, you fit this place so perfectly. Is Edmund trying to insult me or compliment me? His subtlety may be even more powerful than I imagined. Being compared to the house should be an insult since it's both murderous and decrepit. On the other hand, Edmund appears to think the house is beautiful. He even complimented the molding. Perhaps he is attracted to houses? I really need to figure out how hairy, horse-like, or house-like the heroine is. Perhaps that might provide another clue for who is the male lead of this novel. You look exhausted, Jane. Let me brave this house for you. I'll find the little cakes of your dreams. Off you go, Edmund. Little cakes, here I come. Everyone's suspicious. So am I not supposed to follow after him? I thought you wished for a moment to think. Oh, is it time for one of our chats again? Did you not wish to speak with me? I thought you welcomed our conversations. It is pleasant to speak with you when you are not reminding me by immediate doom. However, we did not speak all that long ago. Does that mean you are here with an ominous warning? You are very good at ominous warnings. No? Is it a cryptic message? I am already so confused that a cryptic message would not upset me further, so provide the message. Fine, I might have been curious about your thoughts. My thoughts? Are you curious about whether I have found even more murderous objects or had any more ominous revelations? I do think I should be wary of the naughty bush. Who do you find the most attractive? What? Who do you find the most attractive? What? Why is the world going dark? Myself? Myself? That makes... I know you want some explanation, but let me tell you, if there is one person I have the deepest attraction and respect for, it is the person I am slowly remembering as me. I do not remember much about who I was previously, but what I am discovering is deeply pleasing. Who has a better sense of humor than me? Who is more subtle than me? How can anyone else compare to my investigative genius? If I was not trying to escape being murdered, I would wish to romance myself. I agree. What? It makes perfect sense that you find yourself to be the most attractive person in this space. No one else here compares to you. That is good to know. Though I must confess, yes. When I first heard that choice of myself, I thought you might have meant it to refer to you. What? I merely thought, the voice truly is amazing. I agree that the voice is the most attractive person around after me. My lady. I do not know if you have a face, or a name, or even a body. However, I do know that you are the only one who both knows that I have lost my memory and know I can trust to want the best for me. Whenever I need a friend to confide in, you were there to guide and support me. You even warned me about the naughty bushes, who I have added to my danger list alongside wainscoting and ominous cushions. Voice, you truly are my closest friend, so no matter what you look like or who you are, I think you are lovely. Both life and death are lovely, my lady. You have, however, something more. Is that an ominous warning? Are you saying that because you know I enjoy your ominous warnings? Apparently, it is hard to distinguish compliments and warnings. Seriously though, what was that? I asked you a question and you answered, like people do in a conversation? Most people in normal conversations do not have choices whispered in their ear while a voice makes strange noises indicating there is a time limit to reply. Right, Poison Ivy's trying to woo her. You did not like my musical indication of your remaining time? I have been told that my music is very unique. That is true, but why did you need to pressure me into a time limit anyway? This question did not seem like something that required me to think quickly. Besides, I thought you were going to stop forcing my choices. I was not forcing your choice, I promise. You just what? I am very impatient. I cannot wait very long to know such important information. You think it is important to know who I'm attracted to? I can understand the curiosity since I am a very lovable lady who has excellent taste and you probably wish to discover your own attractions as well. Still, I'm trying to avoid being murdered. I do not have time to contemplate how gorgeous everyone here is. I must focus on the danger around me, like the ominous warnings you previously provided. Danger? Like the danger hiding inside these men's trousers? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the security measures that I was taking when I was searching for ominous cushions? Searching for ominous cushions? Is that what you were doing when you were looking over the men's trouser fronts? Yes, there are only so many places even cunning men could store dangerous cushions to use as weapons. Trousers make the most sense. I'm very concerned about stuff. That is a valid concern. Unfortunately, I could not find any cushions no matter how hard I looked. So here I am, stuck with the potpourri horseman, the peeping hedgeman, and the human chandelier. So it seems. Can I not just lock them all in a room and have them prick each other? Your ability to find solutions to things that were not problems until you suggested them is remarkable. Like my investigative skills. No, your investigative skills truly are works of genius. See, we have much more interesting conversations when we focus on helpful ways for me to avoid danger. Why ask me stressful questions? So you were saying that if the question is focused on danger... What? Who is the most dangerous in the house? Oh, son of a bitch. I don't know. Servant. Interesting. You suspect the servant? What have they done to earn your distrust? Well, if you are going to disagree with my answer, you should not have given me such a ridiculous question. Forgive me, my lady. I was only trying to be of service to you. Were you? Truly? I only wanted you to examine the dangers you face. Then I shall accept your apology and tell you what my investigative genius has revealed about servant. First of all, in bad romance novels, the servants are always scheming to destroy the people they serve. That seems very unfair to a group of common-born people who must live by the whims of their cruel masters. Oh, I agree. I think it's very unfair to write common-born servants as cruel schemers out to hurt their noble masters. Even so, many terrible novels write butlers as scheming murderers and maids as horrifying creatures more obsessed with polishing swords than even Edmund. I'm not sure where common-born maids learn their sword skills, but they are obviously terrifying in these stories. I am sure that if you met a maid in this house, they will be somewhat different. Does that mean the maid will not teach me how to prick people into submission? No, I will not be distracted. The servant is a major suspect because this terrible story would absolutely have someone say, the butler did it, and mean it. Besides, that is not the only reason I think that servant is highly dangerous. After all, during our very first meeting, servant said, well, it's a beautiful hallway. You're welcome to stay in it as long as you like. As long as you do not mind what comes out of the wallpaper when you close your eyes. Yeah, what is that? How could that not be suspicious? You did not think their words were honest, yet witty? You do not understand. I do believe servant was telling me the truth, and that terrifies me. What do you mean? Servant knows about the house and its dangers, so is servant trying to convince the house to work against me? Does servant want the house to devour me? That is not the only reason to be on guard around servant. Servant also said, in which case the secret of the house is that we barely have the wainscoting under control, right? It's barely under control. If servant is working with the wainscoting, I may be doomed. The very walls may attempt to swallow me. I admit that any fear of wainscoting is a reasonable fear. Exactly. Additionally, servant knows where I sleep, prepares my meals. If servant wants me dead, I'll have to fight to avoid some horrible fate. Do Do you really believe Servant is that powerful? And yet you plan to fight anyway? Servant may be gorgeous, brilliant, and able to charm every object from cushions to wainscoting, but I will never give up. I am temporarily Lady Jane Neville, and I will fight on the cushions. I will fight on the tea tables. I will even fight on the ceiling. I do believe, my lady, that you can turn this story upside down. Thank you, ominous voice, for helping me collect my thoughts. I admit that while I was skeptical about your questions, it did help me focus my investigative genius. That achievement justifies everything that I just experienced. Still, while I'm thankful for your support, I somehow feel worse than ever. After all, even if I know who the most suspicious and probably murderous being in this manor is, I have no concrete evidence against them and no way to defend myself should they attack me. What could I even use? Ask the house for a supply of apples to use as ammunition? If you continue to respect the wainscoting, that might be a viable strategy. But what if I do accidentally insult the wainscoting? What if I express the wrong kind of interest in the hardwood? What happens to me if the house abandons me? My lady, life and death are two leaves of the same vine. To grow the leaf you want, you must first seed the vine. I appreciate your attempts, consultation, or even worse, advice. But even more than that, I would appreciate a murder weapon. One that I could use to fend off an attempt on my life. I see. Does that mean you are willing to kill any of the inhabitants of the house should they try to harm you? If I'm being truly honest, no. Yet that terrifies me, because I do not believe that my enemy would hesitate to kill me. Or still, my enemy has to be one of these people who are pretending to care for me. It is cruel to be trapped in a narrative beyond your control. I thank you for your understanding. There is something horrifying about being trapped within a character that a story is determined to destroy. I do not understand why someone would enjoy creating a character doomed to be destroyed, no matter what that character did. Unfortunately, there are those who believe that in order for themselves to win, someone else must lose. What a cruel and wrong way to see the world. If my investigative genius succeeds, everyone around me succeeds. Why would anyone want to destroy that success? Well, some people are cruel and wrong. So what do you do when someone that terrible controls your fate? In the end, all anyone can do is make choices that reflect their values and decide which companions should join them on their journey. But what if one of those companions wishes to destroy me? I'm gonna woo them all. Servant. They also have little butterfly motifs. Will you take responsibility? Will you save the villainess? Dun dun, dun dun. Butterfly! There he is again! Oh, I didn't see all the legs he had. Who are you? You an actual character? You just a mascot? Because you showed up in the background during a conversation. Thank you for playing Save the Villainous demo. Don't forget to wishlist us on Steam, join their Discord, and support our Kickstarter. Yes, if you want to try out the demo for yourself, maybe you can woo them better. Go on over. I provided links, and I will provide them again. Ba-bam, Kickstarter. Ba-bam, the demo page. And if you want to support the game on Kickstarter, where you get some extra goodies, you can go there as well. But that is it. That is all for Save the Villainous demo. I gotta go get ready, because I gotta go to the dentist. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you tomorrow for another game. Suzu is Mousy. Bye-bye.